Hi everyone, welcome to Clutch Entertainment today, and today we're going to be talking about pros and cons of working from home. As you know, probably most of the workforce these days works from home, and a lot of people who don't work from home have questions whether it's something that's for them or something that's not. And a lot of people have this assumption that, man, this is really hard. This is really something I can't get motivated with. This is something that, I'm afraid of doing. And working from home can have its challenges, and working from home can have its positives too. And you just got to weigh out the balance between the two. And this is just something that, I'd like to share because, I actually work from home myself for my job. I do IT help desk, if you haven't seen in some of my former videos. But working in IT help desk, working from home, like sometimes it can be overall a really great experience, and other days it can be a really disappointing experience. So I'm gonna go over some things, and let's get right into it. So working from home, I would say, really had a big boom when COVID happened back in February or March of 2020, when everyone started getting the COVID virus. Before that, I was working from home, and I realized, most people aren't working from home, but I'm lucky to have a work from home job. And I got my work from home job back in 2018, and I've been there ever since. But being in that work from home position and seeing all the other people transition, it was a lot easier transition for me personally, because I was able to, get adjusted to it. And then over time, when people asked me questions about working from home, how to remote into things, how to open up things in remote access, it really gave me an easy plan and an easy way to show them that's how you do it. And I would say the majority of businesses now are going to work from home model. I know for my brother, he actually got hired at a different company, and he was supposed to be in the office, and they decided to let him work from home. I mean, he still goes into the office once in a while, but but he works from home about 95, 99% of the time. For me, I'm 100% work from home. I got two other brothers that are 100% work from home, but doing this, it's just a really fun experience for myself. It makes life a lot easier, in my opinion. A lot of people say, how do you get motivated? How do you get to that point where you're just like, I wake up every day and how do you focus? Like, the biggest thing is with working from home is to set your priorities straight and have a plan on how you're going to motivate yourself. There'll be times when you're going to be like, I'm not motivated, but you got to tell yourself, start talking to somebody, a coworker, on your chats or something like that. And that'll help motivate you to work and be successful and to motivate yourself. So I would say overall, socially, working from home, the pros would be, you don't have any anxiety, you don't have anybody looking over your shoulder. You're able to get like some chores done throughout the day or run errands on your breaks, which is really nice compared to someone who's in an office, because they can't just leave an office and go somewhere because they got to go through traffic and commute, and all that jazz takes a lot of time and such. But working from home, you have your car there. You can just, drive to a grocery store if you're close by, or go get food for lunch, or, most of the time you get 30 minutes to an hour if you work from home. But having that time, you don't have that commute time. That's the big thing. And having that commute time steals most of your breaks. So if you're in an office and somebody invites you to lunch, that's going to take away your time, and then you're not going to be able to have the whole time there. Also, I would say family, being with your family, if your family is at home, like maybe you have a wife, a child, or maybe you have a significant other or something like that at home, you're able to spend that time, or even with your sons and daughters or wife. It's just really good way to spend time with your family during your breaks. And then also flexibility. The flexibility of, waking up every day and not having to drive. And like when you get off, you just clock out, which is best feeling ever. You don't have to like drive home and be stressed out from all the traffic. Because I know everybody doesn't like traffic. So especially me, I don't like traffic either. So I would say some of the cons or some of the struggles with it is you may miss special like promotions or special things with your work. You may miss an email. You may not be able to attend in person if they have a special thing going on. That's why I would try to stay informed. And I would say a lack of people is probably the other con. Not being around enough people. If you're like a very social, if you're a very outgoing person, it might be hard because you're, not around anybody all day. But you just have to keep your focus, and you have to talk to people if you can. Talk to them on the phone, talk to them on your chat, talk to your clients. Anything that'll help you get to that next step. But that would probably be the hardest part of not working from home, or working from home, is not having enough people around. And I think that builds a big point to why people are afraid of working from home, because they won't have that connection. So the next thing I would talk about is productivity. So here's some of the pros and cons of that. Being a pro would be like less pressure, easier to focus, more relaxation. You can walk around and hold a headset in your ear, or you can just take your time with things. It's just a really good way to, pace yourself, not have someone looking at you, and, to be able to do your own thing without having that extra pressure. And having that productivity in that way really helps to get stuff done, because you're not worried about other things that you are in the office. If you're in the office, then you're worried about, oh, what's my coworker doing right now? It's pretty nice to have that productivity where you can do what you need to do and take your time with it. And then I would say some of the cons of productivity are you can get lazy sometimes. Sometimes, it may be hard to motivate yourself, but you just got to realize, hey, I'm working here. I got to do this. Or another thing is you can't see everything added or implemented, or you may be a little more difficult to train or to learn. But overall, you can always do these things. Talking to a coworker, using Zoom calls, using Skype, Teams. There's a lot of different resources to be able to do these things, and you're able to learn them successfully. It just takes practice, like everything else. Another thing I was going to talk about is to and from work. Even if you work from home, the biggest thing is the hardest thing of the day is to roll out of bed and walk to your chair in the morning. I'm just kidding. It's not that hard, but it can be if it's like a cold rainy day or dark rainy day or something like that. But overall, it's a lot of just keeping a good routine, keeping yourself steady, and keeping yourself like wanting to be the best you can be each day, and having that positive attitude. Using those different pros and cons. I mean, I hope those help you to decide whether or not working from home is for you. So now it's on to the questions you want to ask yourself. Is this for me? So for me, when I asked myself, is this for me? I said to myself, how are the benefits going to outweigh the negatives? And I looked at it as a whole, and I was like, I don't have that pressure. And I'm one of these people that's in the middle. I'm part introvert, part extrovert. And I looked at it when I first got hired, and I was like, how's this going to be? I've never had to work from home. And when I ended up starting to work from home, I realized, man, this isn't so bad. Like, I don't have that same pressure I was when I was in the office, or same struggle to be like, oh my gosh, people are looking at me in the office. Like, for me personally, it really helped me to do what I needed to do, and to stay motivated. And I feel more successful than I ever have because I work from home. And then another question I was going to ask is, do I need people or social contact to be successful? And I would say you do need people to be successful. You do need people to communicate with, but there's many ways, like I was going over before in the pros and cons section, that you can be successful by communicating any other way. You can communicate through Teams, Skype, or even a phone call. Or there's a lot of different ways. There's sometimes your work might have a meetup where you meet up with coworkers or something like that, or a networking event. There's always ways to, have people contact and to work and to be motivated with other people. And then another question I would have, do I want a more relaxing environment? And back to what I'm saying is, when you ask yourself, do I want a more relaxing environment? You're asking yourself, do I want to be less stressed every day? Do I want to wake up every day and leave every day when I go to and from work, to your desk and to your bed, basically, or to your desk and to your chair, or whatever? It gives you a good option to want to be successful without having to worry about a ton of things, which is really nice. It's really nice as a whole. And then the last question I would say to ask yourself is, do I want to spend more time with my family or friends outside of work? And that's a big question for me too. And I really think it's a really great thing if you want to spend time with family and friends, because most people work 40 hours from home, and that's a lot of time. And cutting out that commute time cuts out maybe about 10 hours as a whole of driving. Say you drive an hour to and from work every day. That's 10 hours a week. That's 5 days a week, 10 hours a week, and that's a lot of time. And just think, if you convert that time to time spent with other people, that adds up, and that gives you a lot of time to be with people and to spend time with people and to take care of things. You know, it's really, really nice, and it's really good thing to do. And overall, in my opinion, I would recommend work from home to anybody. You know, I know every job or every person doesn't have that opportunity, but I'm blessed that I have that opportunity, and I would recommend it to anybody who, you know, wants to, you know, be successful and to be on their own pace. There's several different jobs out there. There's several different ways to work from home. You know, some people just work from home because they have their own business, and it's a great thing. It's really a blessing, because you can do all the things you can do. And to be honest, like, it's not that hard to stay motivated working from home. I know everybody's different, but, you know, having that time to talk to coworkers, having the time to have meetings, having that time to talk to, you know, other people in the company, it really helps you to focus and to get to where you want to be. So overall, I would recommend working from home. I would recommend, you know, taking that time to think about it, but I would say, for the most part, working from home is good. I would say it outweighs it maybe like 8-2, working from home to working in an office. So thank you for watching Clutch Entertainment today, and I talked about working from home, the pros and cons, and if you have any questions or comments, in the comment section below. And hopefully you have a great rest of your day, and take care. Thanks. Bye.